My name is Dennis Melland. I'm a civil engineer here at Antelope Valley Station, north of Beulah, North Dakota. Today is the 16th of May, and Antelope Valley Station has now been under construction for 337 days. M.A. Mortensen has been busy making preparations for placing concrete for the turbine generator deck. This concrete placement is presently scheduled for the week of May 21st. ABI Contracting continues to erect structural steel in the turbine bay and in the heater bay. Approximately 1,000 tons of structural steel have been erected, and 2 low-pressure feedwater heaters have been set in place on the structure. Combustion Engineering began erecting third-tier boiler steel during the past month. They have also erected a computerized tower crane, which is now in operation. To date, approximately 1,700 tons of boiler steel have been erected. This is approximately 1/3 of the total boiler steel for the structure. The excavation of the coal live storage facility has been a major item of earthwork lately. The coal storage portion of the facility is now excavated to grade, and we have begun installing the drilled piers which will support the facility. Concrete work for the Unit 1 stack continues. Approximately 125 feet of the stack have now been placed. Work on the Phase 2 piling program continues, and at this time approximately 2/3 of the steel piling for the Unit 1 ash handling structures have now been driven. It is expected that the Phase 2 piling program will be completed during the next month. Concrete piling have been driven for the transfer building, the building transfer tower, and the North Road transfer tower on the coal handling system, and for the bag house and main transformer and dead end tower foundations. These areas will be released shortly to the Phase 2 substructure contractor to begin work on concrete foundations. Preliminary work has now started on the raw water pipeline route. Johnson Brothers is now stripping the topsoil and fencing along the pipeline right-of-way. The pipeline is approximately 8 miles long and will extend from the plant site to the intake site at Lake Sakakawea. We're now at the raw water intake site on Renner Bay at Lake Sakakawea. With the warmer weather, the work activity in this area is really increasing. To this point, work is centered primarily around construction of the pump house shaft. However, the ice went out of the lake yesterday, and work on the intake shaft will also start before too long. The concrete caisson for the upper portion of the pump house shaft has now been completed and has been lowered to its final design depth of 120 feet. The contractor is now setting up his drilling and separating apparatus so that he can begin drilling the lower 200-foot portion of the pump house shaft. The equipment shown is the separating equipment, which removes the cuttings from the excavated material, and the support structure for supporting the drilling platform. The contractor has been busy making preparations to begin work on the intake shaft in the lake. Here at the shoreline, he has assembled a cofferdam framework which will set directly over the inlet shaft location in the lake. He has also assembled a working platform on which the drilling equipment will operate from. This platform consists of a number of floating barges which are connected together. An additional barge has been constructed which will be used for transporting materials and equipment between the shoreline and the working platform in the lake. Looking over my shoulder into the lake, you see the route for the intake tunnel. This tunnel is approximately 3,000 feet long and extends from the bottom of the pump house shaft on the shoreline to the bottom of the intake shaft out in the lake. Al Johnson Construction now has a tugboat on site which will be used for moving barges back and forth in the lake. Excavation and construction of the intake tunnel is scheduled to begin this summer. However, segments of the precast tunnel liner are already arriving at the site. Here you see a section of the tunnel liner in which the contractor has assembled as a test assembly. The actual tunnel will be assembled in the excavation.